recording? No. Okay, so hello Yvonne.
Hi.
It's not really cheesy, is that how I should introduce people?
Look, you're making it. I don't know how you can make this more awkward than I can make it. I was born awkward.
Okay.
Just leave it to the professionals.
Okay, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Yvonne from Keep It Casual podcast. One half of, the other half is Danielle Palumpo. And
Palumpo.
Palumpo, yeah, she's half Italian.
That's nice.
A Shetland Italian. Anyway, we're not here to talk about her. Today. And you are starting your own podcast. Well, video podcast, would you say?
I don't know if it's a podcast or a vlog. Or...
I mean, this might never see the light of day, guys, but I hope it does, because hopefully I look good.
You look amazing by the end. So tell us about your podcast. Like, what do you speak about in your podcast?
Well, we speak about things on our podcast that we definitely can't speak about on this one. Ours is, we like to talk about controversial topics, and then we also just love to chat utter, I don't know if you could say shit on this one.
You can, because I will definitely.
Shit that is funny, because basically life is hard and we just like to laugh about it. Again, on our podcast, we have said we are not doctors, but we basically are.
But don't take our advice.
Please get checked. If anything happens to you, it's not our fault, but we should be doctors.
Am I right in saying you 3 under the age of 3 at one stage?
Yes, so I did have 3 children under 3. I had a baby, I had a 1-year-old, and I had a 2-year-old. They are now, I can't really complain about them anymore because they are now 4, 5, and 6, and I would say I am possibly at the golden stage.
Wow.
Because they're quite cute.
Ah, okay. That stage doesn't last long.
They're quite cute, but they're still under my control, if that makes sense. Like, definitely. I say what we're doing at the weekend. Like, it's not, because I obviously know when your kids get older, they're like, well, I'm not doing that this weekend. I'm going to do this with my friends. So right now, I am loving the mumming stage, which I bet nobody who knows me would think that they would have heard me say that. Like,
even at the time, I said to you, you will reap the benefits for this at some point, because also when the kids are older, now correct me if I'm wrong, but usually they probably are in the same TV programs, the same movies,
same activities.
You can take them to the same activities, and actually potentially could have the same friendship group even when they go to like school. Whereas when you have a huge gap, like my sister and I were 6 years apart, we technically had nothing really in common. She was probably a bit of a mum to me when we were growing up, so that, you know, my own mum could get a bit of peace, you know.
Oh my God, you cannot put this, everyone will be like, who is this woman? I'm a teen mum, guys, obviously.
Do you know, I say that all the time, because when I worked in retail, people would always say, oh, it was the wee Irish girl. And I still will say to people, like, it's quite nice having an accent, like if you live anywhere that's not where you have your accent. And I'm like, because they can always say, oh, it's the wee Irish girl. And then I'm still like, I'm going to be 40 this year and I'm still calling myself a girl. Like, I don't think anyone asks for the wee Irish girl anymore.
I'm always like, think I'm forever young, and I'm I'm not, and I actually just believe it.
I think I'm forever young, and actually I think I'm super gorgeous. And I get a photo and I'm like,
me too.
Honestly, I pretty much every day look at a picture of myself and think, nah, that's not me. Like, you're all lying to me.
Yeah,
I'm much better looking than that.
I do that all the time whenever I'm in like Sainsbury's. I'm like, oh, I'm so gorgeous in here.
Yeah, and you're only Sainsbury's. Is that where I need to go?
That's where I frequent. And then as well, every time, like, my husband's a pilot, and whenever he goes to work, and then he tells me, I'm like, oh, do you work with? And then he says, I'm a new person now. Like, did you tell him that you had a hot wife?
What else are they talking about?
He'll go to Tenerife and back, right? So that's like 5 hours each way. And I'm like, so what did you talk about? He's like, I don't know. And then I'm like, does he have a wife? He's like, I don't know. How could you spend 10 hours with someone and not ask them if they have a wife?
Yeah, it's bad for JP. I feel sorry for him.
So do I, but it's the life he chose.
He didn't choose the life. The life chose him.
Yeah.
Probably one of my oldest, not an age, friends.
Because I'm a young girl.
You're a young girl. One of my oldest friends in this side of Scotland. We had obviously got the same train, but we obviously didn't know we were going to House of Fraser.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until we were sitting in that
training course.
Yeah. So, what do you think when you first talked to me?
I thought, oh my god, that young girl is so hot. And then we also we made friends with a random guy that everybody wanted to have sexual relations with, that we both did not. And I was single.
Yeah, that was weird.
But he was just our friend. He had, I guess, sort of James Bay vibes, but maybe a bit more rocky.
I was just gonna, because we were talking about James Bay, and I was thinking in my head, oh my god, he was so James Bay before James Bay.
Why did I not fancy him actually?
I don't know. I really thought it was a lie. I kind of thought you did.
I
just thought you were saying that until, because you were waiting to see if he made a move, what would you have done?
I mean, I probably would have just done it. I mean, it's me, but
oh my god,
I definitely didn't have the feels for him, which is weird because he was a good-looking gent. How did I say that?
I don't know.
Oh god. So back to kind of our, like you were saying about our podcast. Like our podcast is, I think for a while, I mean not Danielle, she doesn't actually do stress, but for a while I was kind of like, what is this? Where's it going? So do you know sort of what the direction is that you want for yours?
Similar to you, so Jane, who did the Paint My Face podcast, she had approached, no, did she approach me or I approached her? I can't remember. Oh, I approached her actually and said we had met at a wedding. She does wedding content. Met at the wedding, just hit it off, two Irish girls. Actually,
two young Irish girls.
Two young Irish girls. But I do find that normally in a wedding, I'm quite loud and bubbly, and I try to keep that inside because it's not all about me, someone else's wedding. And I try to calm the fuck down.
Those brides are such narcissists.
It's ridiculous. Why is it not about me? And when I get the photos back from them, I'm not in them all.
What?
Yeah.
That's rude.
And I said to her, I think we should collab. And she was like so excited about it. So then we started the I'll Paint People's Faces. So this is Paint Your Face podcast. And she's doing the Paint My Face. So she's going to be traveling about doing her thing while I do my thing. But then we'll come together and maybe do like a kind of podcast chat style. How's your week gone? What obstacles did you, I don't know, just talk utter shit. Because actually we do that really well. So actually with your podcast, I think it's really interesting that you had no social media presence before starting a podcast.
Well, I think, to be honest with you, I mean, I think Danielle just thinks I'm so funny. She was like, who would I obviously do a podcast with? No, I'm only kidding. But I like the idea of like, because sometimes we do have conversations, her and I, it is honestly hilarious. Like we've got for being so different, we have such a shared dry sense of humor.
I'm going to colour that in and just give you a wee mole. Are you excited about that?
I don't know. Is it a witchy mole?
Yeah, with green, and I might try and put some hair, like eyelashes.
I just plucked them out before I came.
Okay, well, we'll see how I feel, how creative I'm feeling. You never iron. I just take it out wet, put it over the clothes horse, and that's the way you're wearing it.
I don't iron anything.
I'm so lucky to be married to a PE teacher because he does not own a shirt. Well, he owns a shirt and tie, but he doesn't have to wear one on a regular basis.
I mean, I do absolutely every single other thing in the house, so he can handle the ironing.
Do you though? Do you? He's not here to stick up for himself. I think I say regularly how much I do, and I do everything, and then Craig will be like, oh, I do that, and I do that, and I'm like,
it's not about you.
I'm like, no. Do you? Do you? Oh, yeah.
I know, and then right now he's at home decorating, stripping the paint off everything on his day off, bless him.
I think, though, with guys, most of the things they do are invisible to women. Like, it's not invisible to a guy, but I don't massively care if, there was a light bulb out for longer than 2 weeks. Craig would be like, that would never get fixed. And I'd be like, it would eventually. Or, say, batteries needed updated because the clocks are really slow. I'd be like, eventually. But to me, that's honestly invisible. So, I find it hard to care about his stuff, and the bills, boring bills he pays, and make sure the mortgage is paid. Like, that's boring, that's invisible. So to me, it doesn't do
semantics. I'm not interested.
Semantics. Close icy breath. I'm gonna cover your old furry friend there. Check what this looks like on camera, and then we need to give you a little moly mole.
I
How
don't
exciting.
want mold.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
Oh my
But it's
God.
okay. It's going to have like a reddy brown tone, so it's more like a nice mole. You never covered a spot up as a mole?
Never.
Never. And that's quite regularly. Yeah, I'm actually very moly. Like I remember one day just for a laugh sitting on the sofa and taking a brown eye pencil like this and just starting to colour in like all my big freckles and moles. It was not cute, I tell you that. It was not cute. Okay, so I'm going to show you your look. Feel free to jump up and down, scream, cry.
I could cry.
Yeah.
I actually am incapable of crying.
Sorry
about the noise. Oh, it's stunning. I love it.
You like your moles?
Actually, yeah. I'm going to need to start colouring in my...
Your skin is glowing, especially in this one. The only thing I do want to do is a wee bit of bronzy gloss on your neck because you are a more pinky tone.
Oh, your ears. That was one of your tips.
Yeah.
Masterclass. I actually don't do my ears. Sorry. But I do remember you said it.
Oh, I make sure. Ears, and to be honest, anywhere. See if you've got visible skin and you're doing your makeup. Put some makeup over it, not always foundation, but absolutely a bit of blusher, a bit of bronzer, whatever, because it's all relative. You can't have the most flawless powdered face and it all looks so even and the colors glowing and shiny, but then have this kind of visible skin. It's more obvious when people wear like low cut dresses and they've got like a bit of chestage out and you can see all veins and stuff. It just to me just isn't the flow of that cohesion. But the ears definitely are far too close to your face. They are part of the makeup. You have no choice.
I thought you were actually victimizing my ears and saying your ears are far too close to your face.
Beautiful. Right, could you do a couple of little just looks in that camera? Slowly turn your face so that we can see.
I'm worried about the squeaking.
Yeah, don't try not to squeak.
I swear I'm actually not doing anything, Laura. It's just squeaking. Okay.
It's you. You're squeaking.
Do you think I've done? I think I did it.
Yeah, beautiful. Would you like to say goodbye?
That was wonderful. What an experience.
Cut.